shall relish the chance to put you down again.
Freezing gale.
Alright, welcome back to 0.3 PoE2. I've been working like all week, so I haven't been able to play as much as I want to, but I made a multi-class character in the previous video that was kinda mediocre, and in this update they revealed one of the gems in the trailer, a new support gem called the Tawhoa tending, which grants my totems 50% more maximum life, and totems created by supporter skills trigger Tawhoa's vengeance on death. Tawhoa's vengeance says that the explosion is 3 meters and based on the totem life, equal to 10% of the totem's maximum life. How do we scale totem life? Well, gem levels, a truck ton on the tree. Here's a totem node, here's one, and up here's one. And totem levels. In this case, I'm still missing a gem that will grab you +3, that's kind of expensive, and another +1 from here. So, in the end, I will have like level 42 totems up and running. Since they trigger based on the maximum life, the damage on our weapons don't really matter. So we stack in totem life on all jewels, totem placement speed to place it down as fast as possible, and totem life just to increase the base damage and physical damage, because it steals base physical damage. But it also requires our totem to die to start dealing the damage. Easy way to get this is by using greatwood. Greatwood says that we can only have one active totem, but we get AoE, more totem damage, and totem life based on maximum limit up to 60%, which means we need 4 totems as the limit to gain the most, well, to gain as much as possible from the support gem itself. We get one from the tree here, and we get another one from our weapons. It's a Abyss mod, which grants us +1 maximum summon totems. We'll have those on both, plus the 1 base. So that's 4 totems. So then we get 60% more damage, 20% more AoE, and 60% more life. Brutality, because it's based on physical damage. Brutality 3 grants a chance to ignore enemy physical damage reduction, which is always good. But here comes the issues with this build. This totem itself costs 355 mana to cast. Which means, if I just hold down the button here, you'll see my life go down very quickly. Very, very quickly. And since I'm not stacking less duration, my time of need won't really proc that much. So how on earth are we sustaining this? We are sustaining this via Font of Blood. Font of Blood says that your totems will have an AoE around them, and if you are inside that AoE, you will leech 12% of the totem damage back to you as life. Leech is a very funny stat in PoE2. See, according to Wiki, it says that you can have multiple leech instances up, but they only last for a second. So, just as a showcase, I'm just gonna go out somewhere, and I'm just gonna lower life a bit, and I'm gonna summon a totem on top of an enemy, and then pre-summon it, and pop, I go to full instantly. Now, the problem with Leech is that it normally stops whenever you gain maximum life. So, let's say that we are in a big group of enemies, I deploy totem, I hit, my life goes up to full, and in between that split second I can place on a new totem, they will all chunk me, and I will just die. This is where life leech effects are not removed when unreserved life is filled comes in. That means as long as I can summon another totem within a second, my life will be topped all the time. So, long story short, totem levels, physical damage, totem placement speed is crucial because we can only have one totem, and once we resummon the totem, the old totem will die and explode. So the entire build is just walk up, double tap, right click, summon, roll in to the totem at the distance, like that. Then you will be inside the AoE once it explodes. Because as you might see, if I stomp twice, see the line going up here? If I stomp twice, see it travels. Which means the first one is deployed, the second one is still traveling, which means we have time to roll into it. Making the gameplay itself kind of like this: double tap, roll in. Double tap, roll in. Double tap, roll in. Double tap, roll in. That's basically playstyle. This build can be played in multiple different ways, and since I'm a Titan, I'm just gonna let the screen load on. I get 50% more effect of all small passives, which means totem life, totem damage, and totem placement speed are 50% stronger on the tree. So 22 totem damage, 24 totem life. What's the totem placement speed? Here's one, 30% instead of like 20. All in all, it's a truck ton of life, physical damage, placement speed, making us be able to deploy the totem multiple times a second. Defensively, I decided to go with armor, with the new stat on body armors that armors also apply to elemental damage. So this is my next upgrade. I'm going to get as much armor as I can on the body armor, like 2.5 thousand armor. This will give me 50% more armor from the body armor. This node grants me 80% increased, which are multiplicative with each other. And this node up here grants me another 60%. So 60 plus, was it 80? So that's 140% of 2,200, let's say. So let's just run it up to, 150%. So times 2.5, that's like 4,000 base armor straight up from 2 nodes. Together with some increased armor on the tree here and here, and also this node down here, which also grants me armor plus elemental damage, we should be able to get around 13 to probably 17, 20,000 armor. And more than 100% of that armor is then applied to elemental damage. So we are pretty chunky. So what's keeping us alive is pretty much infinite life leech. We have a totem that works somewhat like a bodyguard, but sometimes they target it, sometimes they don't. We have armor for physical damage, and we have armor against elemental damage as well, on top of the elemental resistances. If you believe that 2 weapons is overkill, and you want even more armor, you can always go with the shield in the offhand. The way I crafted these weapons is that I bought straight up a +7 all melee skills, and exalted it until I only had, attribute requirements and 1 empty prefix opened, and used the abyssal one to most likely try to get the melee skills, have +1 maximum totems. And then I used the perfect physical essence. Let's see here. What's that called? to my hideout.
Can I help?
So if we just search for physical damage, perfect essence of vibration, which grants us 25 to 33% of damage as extra physical. Normally, since our totem explosion itself isn't an attack, nor a spell, we can't really use that many nodes on the tree to like get more AoE. So we have, where is it? This node here, attack area damage, that doesn't work. Where's the other node? Here's another area of effect, area. None of these work. Because it's not an attack, it's not a spell. So these spell increased area effect won't work either. So you need generic area of effect, which you can only find here and up here. I decided to only go with one for the moment, but might go for these next. For just more AoE. Since the mana cost is so high, we can also use efficiency to basically almost half the cost, but you don't really need it if you have high enough life. You could go with Magnified Area 1 for more area of effect, or Armor Break to deal even more damage. It's up to you what you really want. I prefer the efficiency, because I prefer sacrificing one life instead of 350 every cast or so. That's the build. It's a face tank build. You will be able to most likely just stand still right in front of bosses. They won't be able to do anything more than stun you once or twice. But once you get the totem back up again, you're back to full life. I don't know how to really upgrade this anymore. I would like to have like some kind of a weapon swap to get armor break. And since it's the totem triggering a skill, that makes it so that we can't really use the scavenge plating aura either. Because if we break armor with the skill, it doesn't count as us breaking it. There's no stacks for the scavenge plating, which would grant us 40% more armor, which would have been amazing, but can't use it. I tried it. This probably could be my build of this league, unless I come up with something more fun with the new support skills. But I'm going to keep on leveling this character and upgrading it to its maximum potential. Another way you can also upgrade this is you can use, what's it called? What's that other essence called?
Have an order?
Lightning. There it is. Gain damage as extra lightning damage. Could possibly also work. That will cause this, so if I remove brutality, I could maybe add the skill that grants me another damage as extra lightning as well to gain shock on the totem explosions as well, dealing significantly more single target DPS. But I wouldn't be able to leech off the lightning damage. So it's more of a risky gamble that I can hit this flat physical damage as extra lightning and replace the brutality with, what's that called? Extra lightning. Is it lightning attunement? Yeah. Lightning attunement. I hope you like the showcase. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much. I tried to get this somewhat linear explanation of how this works. But once my mind starts rolling, I'll just start rambling. And now, that's a build. Really good build. Solid for single target since I can just face tank it. And decent for maps, like all warrior builds are fairly decent. Lacking AoE because I can't really scale AoE on the tree, unlike like Earthquake, which has like almost the whole entire screen. But this is comfy and fun. See you next time.